Hi everyone, it's a very important update from the CBSE board about how the board examinations for both class 10 and class 12 will be administered for the academic year 21-22. Right, once bitten, twice shy. The board was caught off guard in the previous academic year 2020-2021. They were left to the Hobson's choice. They thought they'll be able to conduct the board examination, albeit a little later. Instead of the February to April window, they thought they'll be able to conduct it in the May to July window, and probably thought that they'll be able to postpone it by another month or so. But the second wave hit the country so hard that they were left with no other option but to cancel the examination. Cancelling the examination and providing a system of assessment which basically keeps the integrity of the marks that the students will be awarded high and that would stand the test of scrutiny is a difficult task. Not wanting to be found in the same scenario in the next year, the board has planned well ahead. They've announced what they're going to be doing. They've done a good job in terms of even playing out what if scenarios. They come up with 4 possible scenarios and then said this is what is going to be happening. If scenario 1 plays out, this is what will happen if scenario 2 plays out, and so on. To that extent, it puts all stakeholders, students, parents, schools, and admissions team of the colleges for people who are going to be admitting these students into colleges, and for schools who are going to be admitting them into 11th standard in the subsequent year. Most importantly, it's going to give students a sense of direction as to what they can expect as things pan out. Right? Let's quickly run through it. The board has essentially decided to break the academic year into 2 terms, right? Term 1 and term 2. To that extent, there's not something that is new to the board. The board has followed the system as part of the continuous assessment system that they used to follow a few years back. They said they'll divide the portions equally as 50% and 50%, and it's not the entire portion. It's going to be a rationalized syllabus, right? Pretty much what they did last year. They reduced the syllabus by close to about 30% for both 10th standard and 12th standard last year, and it was true even for 11th and 9th also. They did the same thing. In a reduced rationalized syllabus, half of it will be in term 1 and the other half will be in term 2. They'll come up with which is going to be in term 1, which all topics are going to be in term 2, and they said that they'll do it in a meaningful way so that whatever is covered in term 1 has some continuity to it. For example, if you take an example of class 12 math, if calculus is done in one term, all parts of calculus, it will make sense to have it in one term. That's probably what the board is thinking as to how they're going to be going about it. They'll announce what comes in term 1, what comes in term 2 in a few days, right? So, rationalized syllabus, 2 terms, and internal assessment is going to carry a lot of weight. And the way it's going to carry a lot of weight is every single internal assessment component, be it unit test, be it practicals, be it like assignments submitted, anything that is done will be documented and submitted and uploaded to the CBSE portal. So, should a need arise where they are not able to conduct these examinations at centers as they had planned, then these internal assessment numbers carry a lot of credibility and validity. It is not something that can be questioned or basically doubted on. So, that's essentially why the internal assessment right from day 1 is going to be uploaded to the portal, and it will be available with the CBSE board. Right? How are they dividing it? They're basically going to say the first term will get over by November, December. In a 4 to 8 week window, they're going to be conducting examination, and this examination will be for the first 50% of the syllabus that they're going to earmark. It will be a 90-minute examination, multiple choice questions, and the questions will be set by the CBSE board, pretty much similar to how they typically run any board examination. There will be external examiners, and if everything plays out well, they ideally want to conduct these examinations in schools or in designated centers, right? So, this is the plan. Second term, which is going to have the remaining 50% of the rationalized syllabus, and it's going to be conducted around March, April, which is when that term is going to get over. Again, a 4 to 8 week window in which these examinations will be conducted both within India in multiple places, and also the CBSE board has schools outside India. So, they have to make sure that it happens in all of these places, right? And it's going to be a 2-hour subjective examination, which is going to have all the other variants of questions, right? Case study based, which they have introduced in the last few years, short answers, long answers. It will not have this objective type question format, right? So, this is a plan that they have, and then they have played out 4 what if scenarios. The first scenario is if everything is normal. Right, the pandemic, we have just put it behind us, and during this examination window of November, December, and during the window in March, April, the country is in normal state that students can go and write the examination at the centers. They will conduct both these term 1 and term 2 examinations at the centers as a normal examination as they envisage to do it, and both these terms will carry equal weightage. This is scenario 1. Scenario 2, what if that does not pan out? If there is a third wave, fourth wave, some wave that hits us during the November, December, and it is unsafe for students to go to the centers and write the examination, they'll conduct it as an at-home examination. Could be online, could be offline, and these OMR sheets in which they'll be marking these answers will be uploaded to the portal. Only thing is, because it's done not at a center, it's going to have a reduced weightage. This is scenario 2. Scenario 3 is that the November-December was normal. They could conduct the examination at the centers as planned. It was an objective type examination. Whereas there is a wave of pandemic in March, April when they plan to conduct those 2-hour examination. At those times, what they plan to do is they'll basically do the term 2 at home. They might even consider reducing it from a 2-hour examination into a multiple choice question examination. In that scenario, the weightages would be reversed. There is going to be more weightage for term 1 examination because it was conducted at the center and it was done under the supervision and invigilation as to how a typical board examination is done. And internal assessments will also carry mark. The fourth is a worst case scenario. They plan for that. What if there is a wave of pandemic in both the terms, but they are not able to administer the examination at centers at all? In that case, internal assessment is going to carry a lot of weightage. Term 1 and term 2, both of which have been administered at home, will carry a lesser weightage. That's how they are basically planning. And this is beautiful for the simple reason they've told us as things emerge, we'll be able to say what is going to work, what is not going to work, and they might probably give us a more clearer idea at each stage as to which is going to have what percentage of weightage and other things. Gist of it is, the best case scenario for students would be this normal scenario. Ideally writing this entire examination at the centers. So the credibility of the marks that you get is so high. No one is going to question whether this was the mark that you deserved or this is the mark that you actually obtained. And the beauty is, because it's divided into 2 equal syllabus, you can focus on the first 50% of the syllabus till November, December, do justice to it, and then move on to the next part of the syllabus and do justice to it. So it's actually a very welcome thing for anyone who is right now in this year in 12th standard. Given the fact that you're going through a lot of hardships, you're not able to go to school and learn, you're learning online and facing, as in learning online has its own positives and also has a lot of drawbacks that come with it. So you students are braving through all of this. So this dividing this portion into 2 halves is actually a very welcome thing. Do the best that you can do and make sure that every single component of the testing that's done in your school, be it an assignment, be it a homework, be it a unit test, do not take anything lightly. What if we are talking about the fourth scenario? Internal assessment is probably going to carry the most amount of weightage and it's going to be critical in the assessment process. So do well right from the start. Best wishes. Follow us on all of these social media platforms. If you have any questions or any doubts, either about a question or about a syllabus or how things are going to pan out, right? Send a WhatsApp to this number. We'll help you out with any doubts that you have. Best wishes. Before you leave, I want you to do 2 things. 1, sign up at online.maxtute.com to get started with CBSE Class 10 Math online tuitions. It takes all of 5 minutes and less than 3 steps to get started. And second thing, I want you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.